Sometimes perseverance and a little bit of patience can pay dividends, and that certainly happened in this video, but we also needed some procrastination to help us on our way. All will be explained as the video goes on, but let's cut to me in the van on the night before the trek. I'm procrastinating, and that's going to be the topic of today's video. I've come on a bit of a road trip and I'm away up in the Northwest Highlands, and the forecast has changed. When I left this morning, or last night actually, the forecast for Sunday was for a band of heavy rain to move through overnight and then it to be nice and sunny from about 8 o'clock onwards. That's kind of still happening, except you can move the timeline forward by about 4 or 5 hours, so the rain band isn't actually going to hit until daylight starts tomorrow, and it's not due to kind of clear through until early afternoon. So I'm kind of thinking, oh, do I really want to go up a mountain in the rain, and it might be snowing? There's so many things kind of going through your mind. Is it going to be worth it? Is it going to be miserable? But then on the flip side, I'm thinking, well, if it does clear through, it could be glorious. That's sometimes when you get the best conditions. So procrastination and doubt and fear, I suppose, going up in bad weather, because the hills around here aren't to be messed with. So I'm not quite sure my plan of action. I might leave late, which means I'll not get home on a Sunday night until well after dark. Oh, I'm not sure. Or do I not go at all? I don't think that will happen, but anyway, I might drive somewhere else and go up a smaller hill. I'm hoping to do Ben Alligin. That's the one I'm hoping to do. We've just got 2 Munros and the Horns of Alligin, but I'm not sure about that. The winds aren't quite as bad. But anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to chill. I've had something to eat. I used the Ridge Monkey for the 2nd time ever, and cooked some chicken tonight, which was quite nice. And yeah, I don't know why I'm telling you that. But anyway, yeah, that's what I had for tea. So I'm just going to chill and watch some YouTube now, and I'll bring you back in the morning when it's going to probably be chucking it down with rain. We'll see you in a few hours. Oh, good morning. Well, it's nearly 10 o'clock. I'm leaving it. I'm doing this whole procrastination thing. Shall I go? Shall I not? Let me show you outside. The rain's gone off for a wee while, but it's been peeing it down. In fact, it's still raining a wee bit. And you see, you can't see the hill up there. It's looking pretty. Yeah, it's looking pretty unpleasant. But the forecast is improving. So you know what? I might just go. I'll go and see. Might not make it around the full traverse, but it's always better to be out than it is to be in. I'd regret it if I just, drove home. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I mean, not the middle of nowhere, but it's taken me a long time to get here. So let's go and just give it a bash. I'll need to take my waterproofs, put my waterproofs on from the start. And yeah, let's do it. Right, shut up, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I was glad I'd put the waterproofs on from the start, because, as expected, it was blooming miserable. And this footage doesn't come anywhere close to showing you how blooming miserable it was. It was windy, wet, and pretty cold. Oh dear. Oh, I don't know. I'm in the quarry now, and it is hosing it down, absolutely hosing it down. I'm getting pretty soaked. Even though I've got these expensive waterproofs on, and they've been reproofed and all that sort of stuff, they ain't keeping the water out. My leggings are starting to get, well, they're soaking in round about the shoulder straps where it wears. The water's getting, this is pretty miserable. I'm beginning to think that I should maybe have just stayed in the van, but you know what? It's still forecast to go off at some point. It just depends on whether I can wait that out or decide to head back before then. But anyway, I'll show you where I'm going. Up and round into that corner there, if I can. But yeah, been going for about an hour and a half, and this rain has been torrential. Not very nice. Anyway, Not much else to say really. See you in a wee while. Oh, right, we update. I don't know if you can see me, that's the summit up there. The rain's kind of, it's not torrential, it's just kind of normal rain now. It's not been quite so bad. I did stop, I put my battery heated gloves on, and that's made a big difference. And a few more layers, so I feel a bit better. So I'm going to head up to the summit here, just assess the options. I might have a look at the weather map and just see where we are with that rain, because I don't fancy going round if it's just going to be like this. It's yeah, pretty miserable. Anyway, let's head up here and we'll assess the situation. Ooh. Ooh. Right, I think my mind's been made up. I'll show you why. Oh, scramble up here. Oh, don't want to fall here. But just, well, it was a minute ago. It's closed in again. I'll show you a picture. I don't know if you can just make out there, but the other mountain, the other Munro on Ben Algan was starting to show, and the cloud was starting to clear down there. So I'm gonna give it a go. It depends on how banked out things are, because the path goes down onto the north face of the mountain, and that might be holding more snow. But I've got my crampons and ice axe. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go for it and hope that this starts to clear. The forecast is for this now snow, but yeah, to sort of peter out. But we'll see. It's very light now. So let's go. Look at this. So it's just starting to come out. Let's hope that that continues to be the case. Very atmospheric. Yeah, right, let's make our way on to Munro number 2. Just take our time. There wasn't too much snow on the path and on the north side of the mountain, so that was fine. And it was just good timing really. Had that weather and rain been incessant and torrential at the top, I've no doubt that I would have turned around, but it wasn't, and it was starting to clear and things were starting to look really, really nice. In fact, it was really atmospheric. As you can see, the views were just stunning as the mists were starting to clear the mountain tops. What a place to be. Look at this big smile. It's actually starting to clear. Look, you can see up here, that's the mountain I've just been on, the first peak of Ben Algan. You can see the trig point just up there. You can see it's a pretty steep drop, but wait till I go round here. This is where I'm going. It's absolutely fabulous. What a place this is. And then if you can see over my shoulder, it's clear out towards Skye. You can see the Trotternish Ridge and further out to the Hebrides, and that weather's coming in. So, but I've been taking pictures, which I'll put up just now, just with my phone, of the mist clearing, and sometimes you get better pictures when that happens, when the mist kind of clears through, as opposed to when you've got blue skies, if that makes sense. But I'm kind of hoping for blue skies, because that was an effort coming up here. I was close to turning back. It just turned at the right time. So my intended route now is over the top of this one, following the Skye line, round and up and over the Munro, then over the Horns, and then down, back down to make it into a horseshoe. So let's go, and yeah, I'll report back, hopefully when the sun's out. Right, what a place. Oh, right, I'm almost up the summit of the second Munro, but there's a very famous cleft here. Look at that. I think it's probably a grade 1 gully, I don't know. I think I've got footage of me climbing up away up there, or was it on that side? I can't remember. Yeah, it's quite impressive. Not much snow in it though. A sorry amount of snow for this time of year. We're in right at the start of February. Usually expect that to be banked out and climbable, but yeah, it's definitely not. It's mainly rocks and just a skimming of snow. Anyway, another 5 minutes I'll be at the summit, so let's bring you back there. Beautiful though. It's a nice walk from the first Munro. It's a bit of a steep drop to start off with, but once you're on the ridge, it's a lovely walk round to the second Munro, Scourmore, which is the higher of the two peaks in Ben Alligin, and you go past that black cleft, and before long you find yourself making your way towards a rather impressive cairn at the summit of Ben Alligin. It's a rather nice place to be, and with the weather clearing as well, I took it all in and got the drone up and took some photographs. I hope you enjoy some of the footage. It was spectacular. Putting my heated gloves back on because it's absolutely freezing. Well, hopefully you can see behind me. Well, maybe you can't because there's a band of cloud just covering the horns of Alligin, which is where I'm going now. But the sun's come out, it's absolutely glorious. This has made it all worthwhile. That ascent up the first Munro was painful. I won't kid you on with that. It was pretty brutal coming up here, but it is all worth it now. This weather's turned. Just getting some lovely shots. There's a lovely big fog bow over here to my left, which you'll probably see some footage of now. I've been taking lots of shots, had the drone up. So yeah, it's been really good, and the hardest part of the day is actually coming up. You're gonna have to be quite careful going over the horns. It's grade 1 V2 scrambles. So I just have to be careful because it's quite exposed. It's not a place to fall. So let's get going. Let's get down and I'll bring you back. Yeah, I'll bring you back when I'm at the horns. Let's go. What a day though. Yes. After spending quite some time on the summit and enjoying the sunshine, it was soon time to descend. There's not that much daylight at this time of year in the north of Scotland, and I didn't want to be crossing the Horns of Alligin in the dark. It was not a place to be. It's a grade 1/2 scramble, nothing too difficult, but if the wet rocks turn to ice, it could be a bit more tricky than anticipated. So I set off with the sun shining and descended steeply towards the Bealach below the horns. Oh, right, that's me down at the Bealach. Just come down from up yonder, wee bit of easy scrambling, and a big drop down there, and this is the first horn here, so time for the horns of Alligin, a wee bit of scrambling, which will be fun. So I'm up here, down, there's 3 horns in total. So yeah, I'll bring you back on the top of this one after a wee bit of scrambling. Right, let's go. I don't know if you can make it out. My Brocken was following me just a minute ago. I'm on the ridge now of horn number 1, which is, oh, there's some ravens. I don't know if you can make them out. Into the mist. Anyway, you're on the first ridge now, first horn from the westernmost horn. So some lovely easy scrambling coming up there, just delightful. I know it was easy because I didn't have to put my poles away, my poles are still in my hand there. So yeah, I'm just being a bit careful though, because that front that moved through must have been a cold front, because there's every now and again there's some ice forming on the rocks from verglass. So yeah, just take my time and yeah, just watching what I'm doing. But yeah, what What a place, what a place. Very atmospheric. I think I've struck gold today, but I still need to concentrate, blah 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 blah, because I've still got 2 horns to go over and some more scrambling. So I'll bring you back on top of horn number 2, which is just over yonder. Let's go. Whew. Horn number 2. There's the top that's there. Right, let's go into the last horn. Yeehaw! Well, that's me on the final pinnacle. Some nice scrambling. Probably the crux of the scrambling was coming up there. Unless there's anything on the other side, I can't remember. But going down the way. But yeah, I came straight up the nose. Some nice wee moves, and then realised there was an easier route to the south. But hey ho, such is life. Still got the poles out, so it wasn't too difficult. Although I had to throw them up and throw my gloves up to get a good handhold on the nose there coming up. But yeah, good fun. So I think it's quite a steep descent now. And you know what, the clouds coming as well. This wasn't forecast. It was meant to get nicer and nicer. Clear blue skies, they said, as the day went on. But anyway, time to descend down here. And I'll bring you back if anything clears, which I hope it does. Right, see you in a bit. Oh, so I'm down off the mountain. Quite tired now, and the sun's getting lower, but yeah, I think I got the best of the day on the top of the 2 Munros, because there's nobody you can make out behind me. Let me just show you. But the mountain's back in cloud. That's over towards Munro number 1, and then around here is Munro number 2. And yeah, this is where I came down. This is clear now, but that's quite steep. This bit here, in fact, it's probably sustained easy scrambling, maybe grade 1 scrambling. So for that reason, I think you could do it in an anti-clockwise direction, which is opposite to what I did it today. But the reason I did it the way I did it was, which is the clockwise direction, was the winds were forecast to be sort of westerly, southwesterly. So doing it the way I did it, the wind would have been at my back, which it was, when I'm on the high part of the traverse. Plus the best scrambling on the horns is on the west facing side, which meant I was going up those bits and not down them, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's really quite nice down the sun's dipping over towards the horizon. But anyway, another reason I chose, just a bit synopsis here, another reason I chose Ben Alligin was, as you know, I said earlier on, that weather front was moving west to east, and the westernmost mountains were going to be clearing first, which is what happened. Just took longer than forecast to clear. So that was the reason that I chose Ben Alligin today. What a mountain it is, didn't disappoint. Not really in winter condition, it's February as I said. There were quite a few snow drifts in places where I had to be careful, but the snow was soft, and it was only starting to firm up as I was coming off the mountain. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've now got a 4-hour drive home. It's going to be a late finish on a Sunday night, especially when I've got an early start working on Monday, but hey ho, it's been worth it. I think the message from this video is my procrastination worked, as did my perseverance. Had I not procrastinated, as I said earlier, I would have been up earlier and I probably would have canned it on the first summit, but I got lucky. The fact that it was just starting to clear allowed me and gave me the impetus to carry on, and I'm glad that I did. So perseverance and procrastination. They're big words for me. Anyway, right, hope you've enjoyed the video. As always, stay safe out there, and I'll see you next week for another adventure.